An American backpacker told me crazy paranormal stories, and then something happened to me. Experience high there. I felt the need to tell this crazy story that happened to me some time ago. The name has been changed. Short version below if interested. A few years ago, when I was 20, I met an American backpacker at a bus station in Paris. His name was Lucas, and he was 27. We had some time to kill before our bus, so we sat down and started talking. He was an adventurer at heart. He'd spent 6 months in the US in his hometown of Montana, where he lived with his mom, and then 6 months traveling the world, on foot or by sailboat. He was a sailor. He told me he was a marine engineer, or rather that he developed types of ropes for navigation, something like that. We clicked pretty well, so we exchanged Facebook contacts and stayed in touch. It was quite an unexpected encounter because this guy had tons of adventure stories, and he came from the US, which, for a little European like me, sounded really exotic. I felt like I was meeting someone who lived in an adventure movie, a world full of mysteries and fiction where crazy things always happen. Back then, I had just started university. I didn't have many friends, it was winter, I was in a new city. I wasn't really someone who liked going out at night or to concerts yet, so I spent most of my time at home, listening to music, watching series, drawing, playing video games. Lucas and I talked regularly. He was back in the US at that time, and because of the time difference, we got into the habit of talking very late at night. Sometimes I wouldn't go to bed until 3 a.m., or even later. He would tell me about his adventures. Every day, he had a new story. Like the time when, during a solo hike in the mountains, he came face to face with a pack of coyotes and had to shoot his pistol to get away. I thought his life was totally crazy, but as the stories went on, things started to feel stranger and stranger. Like I said, he was a sailor. He told me he often sailed from Florida to the Caribbean. Sometimes he took people with him. Sometimes he sailed alone. One day, he told me he'd met the Flying Dutchman. At first, I burst out laughing, but he was completely serious. So, half jokingly, I told him to go on. He described every detail, how the weather suddenly changed, how this huge dark ship he was approaching didn't show up on his radar. He said his first reaction was to think it was a drifting ship, that something went wrong with the boat crew, so he went closer. The ship looked very old. He didn't see anyone on board, but he heard music coming from it. I don't remember exactly what kind. In any case, he was alone, and he admitted he panicked. Something was very